Hello and welcome to Downriver Rescue Connection. I'm your host, Patty Radakovich, and it is my pleasure to bring you information on animal-related topics and the animal rescue community. On today's episode, we have a slightly different rescue than what you're used to seeing. We actually have with us as our guests Wonderland Rabbit Rescue. As you can guess, it is a rescue for rabbits and some other small pets. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Hello.
So this is Barb Duyard and her husband Jerry, and you guys are the directors and founders.
Exactly.
And this is Alex, and she is the small animal coordinator.
Yes.
Is that correct? All right. So thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
The first question that I really have for you guys, when I told people that we were going to do a show on rabbit rescue, a lot of people said, a rescue for rabbits? I never even heard of that. So can you just talk a little bit about what is the need for a rabbit rescue?
Well, people confuse when they said why for rabbits. It's not for wild rabbits, it's for domesticated rabbits. And domesticated rabbits tend to be an impulse buy, where people will get them at Easter or for birthdays as babies for young children from other sources like pet stores or something. Then they get them and they're babies, and then they grow up and they're not so cute and cuddly anymore, and they have a tendency to have very difficult behaviors. So when that happens, we get a lot of calls that they don't want them anymore because they're aggressive or they're biting or something, which is an easily correctable situation, but a lot of people don't know that.
Okay, and I know I was talking to you before the show, and you told me that rabbits are actually the number 3 pet in America?
They're the number 3 purchased pet in America, but they 95% don't live to see their first birthday, because people during situations like that will take them in and have them put down, or they'll take them to a shelter that doesn't take care of rabbits, and that shelter will put them down.
Okay.
So unfortunately, though rabbits have a 10-year life expectancy, people don't realize that, and they think they're going to be cute and cuddly and have them for a year and then that's going to be it. Well, no, they can live a very, very long time, and you have to be able to make that commitment.
Okay, and I think if people can see some of the rabbits that we have out here, and yes, we know those are 2 guinea pigs at the end. So those are not 2 funky looking rabbits, but there's a different variety of rabbits that that are available too. And I think most people think of a rabbit, they think of the image of the Easter bunny.
Exactly,
and that's what
which
they
is
think
where
of.
he comes in. He looks like the Easter bunny. He's not a domesticated rabbit. If you see one out running outside, you're going to be able to tell it's domesticated, because a wild rabbit is going to be the brown color with the white flash on its face, and those you just leave alone. You don't have to worry about rescuing them. They're fine. They're happy. Anything that looks odd, those are the domesticated rabbits that come in probably 100 different breeds of domesticated rabbits, from tiny, tiny little rabbits, Netherland dwarfs, to Flemish giants, which we have 2 of our own personal Flemish giants that weigh 15 pounds each.
Okay.
So they can get, depending on the breed,
Okay.
they can get very large. So you need to know when you adopt a rabbit what size you want, how big they're going to get, and that they're not going to stay cute and cuddly little babies forever. They may grow to be 15 pounds.
Right, right. Now, can you talk a little bit about Wonderland Rabbit Rescue, and how did you guys get started?
Actually, back in 1998, we purchased 2 rabbits on an impulse buy, and one was male and one was female, and they had an accidental litter. We went to work with the local shelter, another rescue, and worked with them, and we were fostering and doing volunteering. And then through the years, we had a bunch of our own personal rabbits. And about 2 years ago, we decided that we were watching Facebook and other friends, and just found out what a need there was, especially in the Downriver area. There is no animal rabbit rescue. There are 5 animal rabbit rescues in southeast Michigan, but we're the only one downriver. So we decided to go for it, one of my crazier ideas, and thank God that he supports me in everything I do. So about 1.5 years ago, we opened our doors and started taking in rabbits, and it has just gone crazy since.
Okay. Now, Jerry, who is the rabbit you're holding? That's Willie, right?
This is Willie.
What's Willie's story?
Willie is one of the original 7.
Okay.
He was in a gully inside of a little fenced-in area of a unwanted litter, and we got a call from the other side of the state over in Muskegon and asked us to rescue the 7, and we were actually just going to transport them across the state to a rescue in Ohio, and they sort of got to our house, and then the other part of the transport fell through, so that's where we started.
Okay. Now, is Willie still up for adoption, or is he a foster failure?
Willie is up for adoption.
Okay.
He also has a twin brother named Rico. He's actually called Slick Willie because he is a lion head, just like the other two. But he was born without the genetic code to have the fancy mane and the fancy skirt, so they called him Slicks. So
Okay.
he is Slick Willie, and his brother is Rico Suave, and they're twins. They're not a bonded pair anymore. So the problem is he's a red-eyed white. He has red eyes, which means he doesn't have pigment
Okay.
where your brown eyes. So a lot of people, you can see the blood moving. So a lot of people are freaked out by that, which
Okay.
actually red-eyed whites are the most loving, cuddly, cutesy rabbits there are. I mean, they're just like this all the time.
Okay, but they're one of the more difficult to adopt rabbits.
We cannot adopt red-eyed whites out, and we can't figure out for the life of us why, because they're just so adorable. And when we had our personal rabbits, we had several. So they're wonderful rabbits to have and very easy to train. They're almost like dogs. They'll walk around and follow you
Okay.
around the house.
So why don't we talk about that? What are the benefits of having a rabbit? Because like you said, a lot of people, this is an impulse purchase for them. And when the cuteness
Right.
factor wears off, then they don't want the pet anymore. So, what would somebody expect out of having a rabbit as a pet?
Before they adopt a rabbit as a pet, they should make sure they're not allergic to rabbits or hay, because you're going to have both in your house. So no one in the house can have any allergies. Once that's over, like a cat or a dog, their life expectancy is 10 to 12 years. So you're going to have them for a long time. They're going to be a member of your family. They're going to live in your house. They're going to follow you around like a dog or a cat. They'll let you cuddle with them on the couch. They should have free roam of the house eventually. Right away they're going to need to know where their litter pan is, but they're going to be just like, and they're great for people that are allergic to cats or dogs, because they are going to be there for you when you get home. But the thing that I always liked about them was at night they went back to their pens. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? So there's the advantage between a cat and a dog and a rabbit, is that they're going to go back to their pens at night and not keep you up all night.
Okay.
But yeah, they're very loving, very adorable, very cuddly.
All right. So now you had mentioned something that I think people would be surprised at, is you mentioned litter trained.
Oh, yes. All of our rabbits and most domesticated rabbits can be litter trained. And it's not cat litter. Like cat litter is very dangerous to them. You can use the Carefresh paper bedding, or there's something new out. It's a pressed cardboard that looks like a pellet type thing. And we use wood stove pellets, which are used for burning stoves. And they're all litter trained. You don't litter train them, they sort of litter train you. They decide where they're going to go, and then once they go there, that's where you put the litter pan.
Okay. Great. Now, so Jerry, obviously you've had rabbits the same amount of time as your wife. So what's part of the joy of having rabbits as pets for you?
For me, it's just, they just sort of attach to, they attach to different people. This one likes to attach to the male, where some of them like to attach to the wife, and each one's individual. They're just like children. There's no two that are identical in any way.
Okay.
Each one has their own personality, literally.
Okay. Now, I know you had mentioned, like, not at first, but eventually people would give their rabbits free roam of the house. And I know the first question that's going to come up is, aren't they going to chew on my furniture? Aren't they going to chew on the electrical cords? Because don't they have a natural instinct to chew?
Rabbits have a natural instinct to chew on electrical cords because they think they're roots.
And
Okay.
vines.
Roots and vines. And since they're diggers, they see a cord and they are going to attack it. Hardware stores sell cord covers, or in our rescue, all of our cords are at 4 feet. So you can either move your cords up out of the way, or you can put these plastic covers over them, or you could put furniture in front of them. I mean, there's a million ways to keep rabbits. You can have pens where they will go around the wires so that they can't get to the wires. There's a
Okay.
million ways. We work with people and try to educate them on the easy ways to rabbit-proof your house.
Okay, and that's really just a matter
And
of
they're
what
not
you
going to
have
chew
do.
on your furniture.
Okay, so it's really just a matter of learning how to rabbit-proof and providing them with what they need, so they're going to chew on what things that are safe for them instead of things
Exactly.
that are unsafe.
Yes.
Okay.
We call the rabbits our fur babies. So
Okay.
you child-proof your house,
Right.
you can rabbit-proof the house in the same way.
Right. Okay. So now, you said that he was a slick lion head. To contrast with that, you actually have 2 lion heads that are in this portable
This is a
pen.
pop-up carrier.
Okay.
You can get them off the internet. And we use them for events
Mm-hmm.
and for around the house when we're, like if I'm in the kitchen and I want to keep an eye on them or something, I'll put them in there as opposed to, because they don't like tile.
Okay.
So I'll put them in there so that I can keep an eye on them. Or if you go out on the deck, there's a zipper cover so that they can go out outside with you too, and
Okay.
and still be safe from predators.
Okay. And so, but these are 2 what people would typically see as lion heads.
Those are lion heads,
And-
Simba and Nala. They're a bonded pair, which means they have to be adopted together.
Okay.
Which is another problem, adoption, because people don't realize that, well, they don't realize until they get one.
Mm-hmm.
And then a month later, I'll get a call that they want another one. And it's harder to bond 2 rabbits together. Bonding processes can be very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you think you might want to see which ones we have that are 2 and start off right away with them. The cost isn't that much more, and the food is pretty much the same, and
Okay.
twice the love.
Now, I'm not sure if you're able to get one of those out so that we can make sure our
Sure.
viewers.
If you don't mind me.
Yep. So we can make sure the viewers get a good look at them. Now, you did something a little bit different with these 2 rabbits. Did you say that they're actually married?
Oh, they got married, yes. When we got them, they were 3 years old. Nala. They were 3 years old, and they'd never had a wedding ceremony, so we did an event this summer outside, so we thought it would be the perfect chance to, they don't want to come to me.
Okay.
That would be the
Alright.
perfect chance for them to get married, so we had a full ceremony, tuxedo, wedding dress, the whole 10 yards, where they got married, and we talked about the joy of having a bonded pair, and it was quite, we had a wedding cake and the whole, it was pretty fun.
Now, did you have a wedding cake for them or for the people?
For them. Well,
Okay.
the people got to eat the cake, and they had each got a 1-carat ring.
Okay,
So,
we're going to have one of your volunteers, Tanisha, actually come and take
Thank
them
you.
out so that
This
that
is
people can
Nala.
get a
She
better
is the
view.
female, and you can see the difference with the boofy
we're going to
poofy.
hold her up just a little bit higher.
There we go, baby girl. And the pretty skirt that she has on, and whoop, I'm sorry, sweetie. And she's a lion head,
Okay.
and people, they have to be aware that they're going to need some grooming as opposed to a shorter hair rabbit. So the longer the hair is, they're going to probably not shed as much, but they're going to need more grooming
Okay.
to keep them from getting matted.
Now, as you had mentioned about food and the litter, so what goes into the care of a rabbit?
They're so easy to care for. They really are so easy to care for. Since all of our rabbits come spayed or neutered already and health checked, all you have to do is they get pellets. They get a quarter of a cup of special food for rabbits. And then greens. There's a list that we provide our adopters with of acceptable greens. And keep them away from sugary foods. Like I like to say, Bugs Bunny is a liar because carrots are not good for rabbits. It's very sugary, so a little piece now and then is okay. But, you don't want to give too many treats. They'll get fat. And then they will have long and happy lives. But just feeding them, making sure their rooms are clean, and teaching them to be a part of your family is the biggest part of taking care of a rabbit.
Okay. And I think we have, maybe the other one is coming out too.
Oh,
Maybe not.
live television.
So, just like dogs and cats, they don't always cooperate.
No, they're never going to cooperate when you want them to.
Especially when they're on TV. So if
And
you,
he weighs a little bit more. And he's quite the handsome boy.
all
You
right.
want to know where wifey went?
So this is Nala and Simba, and
This
these
is
are
Simba and
examples.
Nala, and they are officially married.
Now, are these Is this a very common breed that people like to adopt?
Yes, a lot of people will look for lion heads. They're very calm, docile, where he's going to want to follow you around and chase you around. They're probably going to just find a safe place to lay and just chill out in the sun.
Okay.
They're very laid-back rabbits.
So is this breed more bonding with other rabbits as opposed to humans and his type, or
Well,
is that not?
that's one of the myths, is that if you get two, they're not going to want to be with you anymore, the human, which isn't true.
Okay.
You get two rabbits, you get twice the love. They literally, I mean, they might not sit on you together at the same time, but they're going to always want to come to their human. You're a part of their family.
Okay.
And it's just like any other, animal, that they're going to want to be with you as much as they're going to want to be together.
Okay.
So you can't just get two of them and then just think that you're not going to have to spend time with them, because you are.
Okay. Now you have one more rabbit that you brought today, and I think his name is Thor. Is that right?
Thor.
So we're going to have your volunteer, Tanisha, come in and bring him out. So tell us, what is Thor's story?
We brought Thor today to highlight the fact that people that are having problems, especially in this economy, a lot of people are getting evicted from their homes or are moving into places where they can't keep their rabbits anymore. Thor is one of those stories. A couple in Southwest Detroit were taking their evening stroll. They heard a noise in a dumpster, and the man immediately thought baby, and so he jumped into the dumpster and found Thor in an animal carrier. No food, no water. But next to him was 2 bags that had kibble and water bottles and a brush and the whole 10 yards. So somebody didn't want their rabbit anymore or couldn't have their rabbit anymore and threw it into a dumpster to die.
Wow.
Thank God that he found the rabbit and called us. And of course, we have had all too many dumps this year. We've taken in over 20 that have been in situations like that, where people have literally just tossed them out into the wild thinking that they're rabbits, they can survive. And just like a dog couldn't or a cat couldn't, neither can a rabbit. And so yeah, he came to us as Dumpster Baby.
Okay.
And I'm trying hard to remember that his new name is Thor. And he is a lop, which means his ears go down. And he weighs probably about 5 pounds, so he's a little bit heavier than they are.
Okay.
And will need a little bit more room, and his feet are a little bit bigger. But he was very aggressive when he came to us because of his back situation. But now he's just a very kissy, lovey bun. We work with them as much as we can to be able to hold them, and because we don't want people to get bit or anything, so they're very fragile creatures. They get broken bones very easily, and since they are exotic animals, you have to take them to an exotic vet if they get injured. So we don't want anyone to get hurt. So we will teach you how to hold them. And
okay. So tell me, what is, who would be like the perfect rabbit owner? So if somebody's watching this show and they think it might be a good idea to have a rabbit, or maybe they think they want to get one for their child, tell us, like, who do you guys think is the perfect home for a rabbit?
We hate to break the norm, but rabbits are not for children. The problem with rabbits, like I said, they're fragile, and I have nothing against kids having pets. However, if a child picks up a rabbit wrong or grabs a hold of him or something, the rabbit's going to bite the child. And even your best child that can handle animal correctly is going to then drop the rabbit. It's everybody's instinct if you get bit. I know it's hard for me when I get bit not to just drop them, but to cuddle them close. And then you're going to have a hurt child and a hurt animal. So we have found through trial and error that our best homes to place our animals in are either young couples that are just starting out and don't intend to have young children for the next 10 years, since they are a 10-year commitment. Newlyweds, or young couples that are living in condos or their own new homes are good owners. And also people my age who are retired or retiring and want to bring a pet into their house, maybe someone who's disabled. They make great companion animals for disabled people. And someone that has the time to spend with them, where you're busy with kids. And if you get one for your kid at 10, and you think it's going to be a good way to train them how to take care of an animal. Well, at 16, they're going to have a job, they're going to have school, they're going to have sports, and they're going to lose interest. So we want it to be a family pet, not just for the child. We want it to be a family pet. So if they have a child that's like 14, 15, then we agree to, bring them out and see how it goes, as long as the whole family is going to take part in the care and the playing and the...
Okay. So do you have other small pets that you would recommend for people with smaller children?
Well, we fight this part, my friend Alex and I always thought that guinea pigs would be better. And as I heard some people thought chinchillas would be better. Both are the same way. They're very fragile, and so chinchillas and guinea pigs, not always the best. You might want to start with a rat. I'm looking at my rat person to see if that's okay or not. Maybe. Or a hamster. They're going to live a couple of years, and as long as the family. I think anyone who's going to get a pet, it should be a family pet. Don't get a pet for your child. Get one for the family. It's always so much more fun that way. Somebody's always home to take care of, someone's always there. And you're not putting all the stress on the child to take care of it. So, no matter what you get, whether it's a cat, a dog, a rabbit, a guinea pig, or a rat, it should be a family pet.
Okay. Well, we mentioned guinea pigs, so I want to bring up the 2 guinea pigs that Alex has. So, Alex, can you tell us who the guinea pigs are that you have?
Yeah, this is Reese, and she is a brown crested American, and I think is she the senior?
Yes,
she's
6
about
years old.
5 or 6 years old. This one is Moo. She is a black and white silky guinea pig, and she's about 1 year old.
Okay. So there's different breeds of guinea pigs too. When people think of guinea pig, they just think a guinea pig, and it's the same thing.
Short-haired, white
Right.
little. We also have one of those at the rescue, who's a male. But they're gonna the longer hair they have, again, just like the longer hair on the lion heads, they're gonna require extra care. And there's some medical things that you need to know, and we go over all that with our adopters to make sure that they're being taken care of as well as they need to be.
Okay. So the guinea pigs also, those are available for adoption. And I just need to point out, in case we're getting this on camera, is this is how bunnies snuggle.
You're not really supposed to do that, but all of ours can. We'll have people come up with rabbits. We also pet sit if you are going on vacationing. It's hard to find someone to watch your rabbit, and we'll turn them over like this, and they'll say, "You can't do that." It's like, yeah, we can.
And that's, it's what the animal is comfortable with. It's not something that obviously you'd recommend for somebody to walk up and hold the animal.
Because look at how
right.
cradled he's got him. He's got him, tight against him. He's got him cradled.
And that's obviously a bond.
It helps for when they have to go to the vet, that the vet has to do the vet checks. It's a lot easier to be able to cradle them properly so that they're not stressed and struggling. Because if he started to struggle, then I'd just hold him close to me, and that protects him.
Flip him right back up.
Okay, so now if somebody was interested in becoming involved with your group, like either volunteering, fostering for you guys, or perhaps adopting an animal, what do they do?
They can contact us through wonderlandrabbitrescue.com or our our email address, wonderlandrr@gmail.com.
Okay.
And we haven't gotten to much of a point where we're doing fosters. We have a couple. Since we are brand new, we're just learning how to do that.
Okay.
But volunteers, if you like rabbits and you don't mind some litter pans and dirty work, then come see us and we'd love to have you.
Okay, great. And then what is, you have adoption application if somebody's interested in adopting?
There's an adoption application on the website,
Okay.
which under the tab that says adoption forms, and it can be copied into an email or a document and then attached and emailed. That would be their first step. Our rabbits are on Pet Finder and on Facebook, and we try to keep it as up to date as we can. And they can see which ones they're interested in and then fill out the application and send it in.
Okay, great. So I think we are coming towards the end of the show. So I want to thank you guys again for coming on the show and talking about the rabbits and bringing some of them out. And again, all of these guys are available for adoption. And so if somebody's interested, you can go to their website and you can email them, or you can call them and find out more information about these guys. So again, we look forward to a day where all pets are treated like family and everyone has a home. Until that time, we invite you to be part of the solution. So remember, please spay and neuter your pets. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.